Hey everyone, it's Matt here, and today I want to go over the POA questions before we get to our vote coming up on August 7th. Now, I'm going to go over a lot of the questions that I keep seeing coming up over and over and over again, and I need to address a couple of things, and I also want to explain why I secretly want the POA vote to fail. And I'm going to go into a lot of details on that, so be sure to stick to the end. Now, some of the things that I've been seeing online, especially on the social media sites where everyone's talking, we're not actually becoming a POA. We are simply amending our HOA to entail some of the POA framework. And I say some of it because we're going to have future votes on that down the road, but we need the framework in place because that is what Georgia has in place. That's the whole POA setup that they currently have to automate a lot of the processes. The proposal that we currently have is all detailed online on the website. There is no hidden agenda on this. You can go directly to the Godley HOA website and see everything. So in our past discussions, there were some members of our community that wanted some examples of communities that don't have a POA or that may have some issues with the HOA as is. Some examples would be go right down to Costco, one exit up, and then I think that is like John Carter and all that, where they're developing all those brand new homes. They're beautiful homes, but they're all rentals. So that's one community that's being set up and designated as rentals for the Hyundai plant, because you have to understand there's going to be close to 100,000 new people moving to Savannah just for that plant. So they're building out communities for them and they're buying up tons and tons of homes. And the reason I know this is because we just acquired quite a bit of land to hopefully build out one of their communities, and so we can set up a bunch of rentals up in Guyton. So I know they're coming, I know they're in demand, and what's more easy and accessible would be homes that are already built, that are fairly close to the plant, fairly close to the airport, fairly close to the highway, such as ours. Our location for our community is very highly sought after, and it would not surprise me if they need more rentals through us. And that's kind of the scary part that I think a lot of people are not realizing that is coming. There is a huge wave of new people moving to Savannah for all the business that's coming. Anywhere you go around Savannah, you can see all the construction. Understand, I am a big part of a lot of it when it comes to flipping, building new properties, and also building out the infrastructure, getting more into the government side of things as well. But that's not what this video is about. Just know that I am on the forefront of building a lot of these homes that are coming and tackling a lot of the distressed homes to set up for Section 8. And that leads into the rental side of things. I love rentals. I want more Section 8. I want more rentals for everyone. I think that every person should have 10 homes and 9 of those are rentals. That's just me. I know not everyone feels the same way, but understand that our community does have a big rental presence here. And let's get into some of these numbers, but the POA is not about restricting rentals. I know that was a big concern of a lot of people. They're like, well, what if I go on military hiatus, I have to go overseas and I want to rent it out? That is not what this is about. This isn't even about setting up your home as a second rental property down the road. What is currently in place is just the framework. So the beautiful thing about the POA is that it sets up the framework to do votes down the road. And I am very, very rental and business savvy when it comes to that. And what we essentially are going to do down the road is if this POA is implemented, we can then have discussions about how the rental situation should be. So just so you know, I do plan on setting up my current home as a rental in the future just not right now. And that kind of leads us into the next fun stuff. Let me shrink my head so you're not looking at it. Is there were some demands on our community as a specific, we don't have the right numbers. Well, the numbers aren't actually there. And let me show you why. I'm going to give you back-end access to the Savannah MLS. So we have the criteria right here. We have active contingent, under contract, and rented homes. We're searching for rented homes in our community. And if we go to the map, you can see that I have everything selected for our community. Here are all the rentals. Ooh, let me hide that. There's all the rentals that the Savannah MLS is picking up. Now you have to understand that the Savannah MLS is only designed for rentals that actually used, or landlords I should say, that used an agent. So if we look at the results, here are all of the results, and you can see that we have duplicates here, but there's 209 rentals, but a lot of these are duplicates. So if we go into Google Sheets and copy and paste everything in here, we can remove all the duplicates. We come to right around 109, 110 homes. And the next thing that I want to show you is not every landlord uses a realtor on this side, or even a property manager at that. I could rent my home out to my brother and no one would know the wiser unless I told someone. So that's where the problem comes in. Now let me just show you right here. So we got the same highlighted circle right here on Zillow, and you can see 150 Carolina. If we look right here, there is no 150 Carolina. And that is where the problem of getting accurate and exact numbers is. You can't do it. There's no way to do it unless you are receiving leases. And the only way to receive leases is, to put something in place to where they need access to the pool, they got to register. That's the only way to get accurate information. And even so, there's no way to calculate that exactly, because some people may not want to come up and use the amenities. But with that being said, if we guesstimate that we have about 110 rentals that we know of, and let's just say there's 50 more for rent by owner, just say it comes out to be about 160. Well, we have 897 homes in our community. So if we're going to calculate the fractional wave of this into its simplistic forms, jump over to ChatGPT, because who uses calculators nowadays? That roughly equates to 5.61 homes are rentals, or 1 in every 6 homes is a rental. Now, the scariest part to this whole thing is that your past HOA board passed the ability to move forward with a 1/3 vote of our community, which is extremely scary when you realize 299 votes are all that is required, and you have roughly between 160 and 180 or so rentals in the community. That is very, very close. So it kind of gets back into the point you heard me mention. We have a bunch of Airbnbs, bunch of Section 8, lots of rentals. I love them. It would not be hard for all the landlords to get together and work with maybe 50 or so other community members to pass whatever they wanted. Now, with that being said, there's actually something else, and that is a big old number that I'm about to disclose. That is $189,501 was the last time I looked at the back debt that is due from our community member dues. And it's stemming from a certain selection, but that certain selection of community member homes, they are not providing this payment whatsoever. So what is actually happening, and this is why I'm so pissed off, and is the reason why I joined the board, is because I do not want to pay that $189,500. I don't think anyone in our community should pay that besides the people that owe it. So with that being said, we are going to be paying that total. Again, I repeat, you and I, are going to be paying that $189,500. I'm telling you now, if we cannot collect that money, expect our dues to go up. Again, that is where the POA framework comes into play to go after that total, and it automates that whole process to go on the collection side of things. So just know, if this POA does not pass, expect our rates to go up. So now I know why you all have stuck around to the end of this video, and that is to hear why I secretly want this POA vote to fail. Now, the personal side of me absolutely loves this community. I love what we have when it comes to our amenities. I love the HOA board. I love the events that are put in place. I just love our community. I love my neighbors. I mean, I'm out all the time. I've seen probably many of you as well. But understand, the real estate investor side of me, well, that's a whole different story. So as I mentioned before, my home will become a rental. I will never sell that home. And the reason I will never sell that home is because, one, the rate I have on it, but because I also know what is coming. So with everything in my clients, what we're all doing, we're all accumulating as much land as possible. We're accumulating as many properties as possible because of the demand that is coming. Not only with the Hyundai plant, we got the port expansion. I mean, just drive anywhere around here, you're going to see things being built up every single spot that you look at. I'm on the front end of that, building out these communities. I'm now building a community like ours down, one in Hinesville and now one in Rincon. They're coming. And with that knowledge, I also know that the next easiest spot is to acquire homes that are already pre-built, such as ours that are in a prime location. I am very positive that our home values are going to continue to rise. So it's going to be very tempting for homeowners that have been here for a very long time to consider selling. And when my clients, I'm tiny, I'm not even a minnow yet in the real estate investing side of things. The largest purchaser of real estate, single family homes right now, is insurance companies. Now, they are almost like our government that has an unlimited money printer, and what they are effectively doing is hedging their bet against the dollar. As the dollar has issues, property values increase. It's a good hedge. Same thing with stocks. You can hedge a stock based on the values, etc., of what you possibly see potentially happening. You can leverage it. They're leveraging single family homes. And those are my clients. I see what they're doing. I'm also buying up. All my friends that I know in the community, when it comes to the investing side of things, are all buying up homes. It's coming. And I don't want to scare everyone, but the truth of the matter is Savannah is going to explode. And you can just go out to Google, check out the census, and everything, the growth going on in Savannah. You just drive up and down the street, you're going to see it. So with that being said, secretly, I want this POA vote to fail, because that is now more control that could be taken over by the landlords, such as myself. So with that being said, everything that we have is currently out there on the Godley Station HOA website. I'm not trying to warmonger or scare or do all of that. I'm just giving you a different perspective of what is coming down the road. And it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen a month from now. But as things amp up, Hyundai alone is bringing 100,000 people here. And that is just to work there. That does not include their family. They're going to need places to stay. They're going to need homes to buy. It's going to be very tempting. So with that being said, if you have any questions on the real estate investing side of things, feel free to reach out. I'll go over what our plans are, what we're doing. And likewise, if you have any questions about the POA, everything is out online. There's no hidden agenda like I mentioned before. Just check it out. And if you have any questions, reach out, just like many of you already have. And I hope that this gives another perspective on why this vote is so important. So with that being said, really appreciate your time. And let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.